Good morning.
Good morning. Happy tea time.
Friday tea time.
Friday tea time.
Ascension talk. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So much love. So much love. Let me adjust this. We're on this other thing right here. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you give me a minute, I'm going to also adjust it here. One moment. One second. One second, please. Okay, we're going to be doing this on both places. So here we go. So we're joining it around. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Friday tea time, Ascension Talk. Welcoming you. Hello. Hello, Valerie.
Hello, Valerie.
Hello. Thank you so much. Tabutaka, thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. Welcoming you to our live stream, YouTube live stream that we do. We're so excited for this. It's been now, I don't know how many months we're doing this. We were doing this every week, then we went to every other week. So tell us, introduce to us, and let us know where you're joining us from and what tea are you drinking on this magical neutral Friday. We do not call it Black Friday or White Friday or any color Friday. It's a Venus Friday. And especially, I feel it's very important to gather this energy to just transmute this energy of Black Friday. It's a Thanksgiving week. Hi, Sunshine Live. Thank you so much for joining.
Hello, Sunshine.
So today, Michael and I are having a detox tea. Mine has a little extra ginger in it. What you got? You got detox. What's your message today? Today is conveniently with yogi tea. Let's see. My message is: the beauty of the soul is constant, continuous, and endless. Indeed, it is. What about yours, Michael?
Lift people up to their potential and higher self.
I love it. Yay, of course. So thank you for joining us. So you're coming, let's see, Dolly Daydream, you're coming to us from UK. Thank you so much. And let's see. Oh, there's Nancy. Right, hi, Nancy. And let's see, chai tea. Oh, Valerie, you're drinking chai tea. Thank you so much. I love that. Yeah, we're not participating in Black Friday for you. Exactly. Thank you, Nancy, you're from Canada. And Sunshine Life, thank you so much from Vegas. We know that.
So my brother is Sunshine Love.
Today?
In Vegas. He chose to go there with his wife for Dia de Gracias.
So happy Thanksgiving from all of us in the US to wherever you are. I feel we should start with Thanksgiving, right? This gratitude energy this weekend. Thanksgiving in the US is so huge. And I feel like though it's not a pleasant thing that has started, but when you go back to the depth of what George Washington had put, there's a lot of gratefulness in there that's totally been missed. And again, we kind of want to get away from that and tap into this unified field of the gratefulness, this collective energy of gratitude, because gratitude is an ascension attitude and it gives us really the ability to expand into the higher essence of our beingness. So yesterday, as some of you saw my post, or the day before, I've just been in this experience of the vibration of gratefulness and really going so deep in it in all areas to feel the gratitude, feel the depth of it. And we had an amazing time with our families coming over. My sons had spent the night, and we have this tradition of preparing the meal before.
Before we get into that, I just want to follow up with you in gratitude, because we know there's many people all throughout the world that are watching, and the United States can kind of make this Thanksgiving just for America, yet we really honor just our deep thanks each and every day. And one thing that Honey and I do every morning in our morning prayer is really just provide our deep thanks to the divine and to the connection. And what's amazing when we really dive into this vibration of gratitude is how it really transcends all the energies within us. When we are really allowing ourselves to be grateful and just to move throughout the day and take a step and pause of just what we're grateful, not only outward, but what we're grateful for within, what we appreciate about ourselves, what we appreciate about all the things in our lives. Because when I really see that application of gratitude can be applied throughout the day, watch what happens to the lower vibrations. It's that gratitude that helps transcend and really move us into areas of joy and happiness. And even the areas where we may not feel happy, it gives us this level of acceptance. It gives us level of what has come forward. So I really appreciate that. Yes, yesterday was Thanksgiving, and we take time to come together with family, but we really, bring forth the energy of gratitude. And I find that when we really root that in each day and each moment in our hearts, it opens us up larger and larger and larger. And what I love, one of my favorite things about gratitude, really, Honey, is just the connectivity of it. Like how sometimes we can feel disconnected in our own lives or separate from what sometimes society creates for us. Yet when we bring forth this energy and this feeling of gratitude, this feeling of thankfulness, this feeling of appreciation for life, we automatically connect what we're bringing forth in our gratitude. And I find it's vital. And for me, it's an activity that I love to do first thing in the morning. It's just to thank each day, each moment, my toes, my fingers, my eyes, my ears.
I do that. I really go through like the cells and the bones and the skin and just go through it. It's like I allow my higher self to hug this human experience and hug all of these components of it that has made up my human form. I love it. I get so giddy. I feel really giddy when I get into it. Like, oh, I love you, my skin and my bones, and I feel it's so beautiful because for so many years not, and then just really loving it, just choosing to love it. Is very, very beautiful. And I do feel still like even when we have a day, by the way, happy 333 day of our year, 2019. Today is so magical on this Venus Friday. We have 33 days left. Isn't it amazing? Of 2019 to finish this decade. So it's just a very auspicious day. And I feel that still the energy, the collective energy, the gratitude, because we both recognize Thanksgiving also brings up a lot of denser emotions for many, many individuals. For our family, I felt, I just want to speak on my behalf. Yesterday, my sons and I helped me create everything from scratch. So I was busy being the mom in the kitchen and showing my both sons, my 19-year-old and 16-year-old, some of the family recipes. And over the years, I've shown them, and now that they're older, they're picking it up more and more themselves. And this is truly my highest joy when I get to be in there and just show them and help them feel empowered and the things that they love and their appreciation for home cooked meal that takes a while. And you put so much energy and effort into it and a love into it, and we prepare for so many hours just to sit down. And the way the table is set up, even though this is our space, we're in an apartment, but we get a table, we set it up so beautifully. And I just love that energy because it's from the labor of love, creating the space for it. So we come into it, doesn't matter what our differences is. We usually ask the politics communication to be out of the
what Thanksgiving is.
The history of that, all of that, we let it go and just come in this moment. And yesterday, I do want to also talk about this. Then teacher, like yesterday was so beautiful because we had these little Christmas tree things. Where is Michael? If you want to show this on the table right there. So I had put little Christmas tree things on each of the table. And each year I create a theme for it. So somewhere where my family, my mom and papa and Michael's mom and my sons can communicate, we can express gratitude some way. So we had put these little trees on each of the table and each of the plates, and they had letter behind it. So when you pick up the letter, then whoever that is, you would then express your deepest gratitude to it. And it was so cool yesterday because both of my sons, they got the letter for themselves, and each of us got letter for each other.
And they had to appreciate their own gratitude for themselves. And it was wild because as teenagers, we've been allowing them to practice to really stand in their voice and to express what it is. And it was great how, especially the youngest, really expressed himself and what he's gone through and the gratitude for it. And
he really owned it. It was so beautiful to witness my younger son, Nevon. Said, I asked her, I was like, do you want to exchange it for somebody? He's like, no, I want to. It was an amazing demonstration for us. He said, I want to speak of gratitude for myself. And he really went, he just, without any pause, he just went for it. It's like, I'm really grateful to where I've come now. All of these things, like, like the way I believe in myself. And I don't know, like I was so taken because he was the first one that went.
He stood in his voice as a teenager and he allowed him to express it in a way that he felt comfortable. And I thought it was a beautiful idea. Thank you, honey, for bringing forth that, because it's, as we bring this day together, we really take the time to honor and respect our family. And all families are unique. All families have some form of dysfunctionality. So when they all come together, there's always these surprises. And I feel yesterday it went by very smooth. And when we come together and we're able to share that from our hearts, it just gives us this beautiful love and this beautiful feeling.
And I felt like, again, the message of the gratitude, I just want to speak to that, because the gratefulness, so many times we are so grateful for everything outside of us, everything that is around us, and I felt yesterday this thing that happened with our family, and the way we were expressing gratitude to each other, but then both of my sons, they had it to express it to themselves. It was so beautiful to take that time sometimes to actually express that gratitude for ourselves. I can't remember when I actually did that. I don't.
I actually remembered right when and thank you, Dolly Daydream. I wish I knew your name. I'm only saying Dolly Daydream. But
please announce your name.
You said self-love, and I feel self-appreciation, self-gratitude, and self-thanks is the foundation of self-love. Like when we really go in and dive into that field, it brings forth how valued we are, how celebrated we are, and it's our responsibility to claim that each and every day. But you're right, like when we express gratitude, sometimes we express it so much outwardly and we forget to express it inwardly. And when we do that, it's so uplifting that I can feel the energy as soon as that starts to happen, especially when you bring the breath into it and you bring the joy into it and the excitement of what we're grateful for, because it really helps transcend the ego or the mind or the feeling of selfishness, or
but also it brings the healthy ego. We do the healthy ego, and I feel like yesterday the way it wasn't planned at all. Just the way it worked out was this way, because there's usually somewhere, and when we're expressing it, and me as a mother, like we prepared all the food together with my sons. Michael he's like, okay, the kitchen is a small kitchen. Let them three take care of it.
I prepared my grandmother's famous recipe the night before, and so I knew Honey was at her mother's son. So being a small kitchen, we helped it. Thank you, Janine. That's Janine.
Jamie.
Okay, Janine.
I can't read it.
Janine. Janine. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Janine.
But it was great because to see that love, and really what I find is how grateful are the children to see the love that you pour into the food, because that gratitude of your excitement, that gratitude of your celebration, and the gratitude really to put all of that TLC into your food, because when you're doing it, she's putting the music on, she's dancing.
Yeah, it was. I had the music on. We were like dancing, putting all the love. So I feel like that power is is very important. And like you said, we've never been taught how to express gratitude ourselves, like not from that ego way, but like our divine way, to really just own it. And I felt again, like yesterday, both of my sons, just when they had this, they just grabbed it kind of like a talking stick, and they said, well, both of them, even my 19-year-old, I asked him, do you want to change it? He said, no, I want to express it. So it was beautiful to go. And then also seeing like how my mother and my Papa Ted were so cute, and then you and your mother,
your parents are so beautiful.
So
you give them an exercise, and somehow they twist it in a way where they don't necessarily follow it, but it works out. But I wanted to just mention, Valerie, you said something that was very powerful further up when you said, I actually feel sadness on this day of what the real history is. And I want to feel that. I want to comment on that, because I too,
we're going to be talking about this. That's why you've joined in on this particular day,
because I too felt a great amount of sadness, not only just for the ancestors, but for the energies that were moving. That I felt just the energy of sadness coming through in that time. And it's interesting because there's this vulnerability and this energy in the heart that even in the morning there was this depth of sadness, and I didn't want to express it outward, but even on this day where there is just a lot moving through the collective, I'll say, and to know that, when we look at our natives, when we look at the history, when we look at our land, we look at our collective, just to what I felt is to honor that sadness, to be grateful for the sadness, to honor it, but also to transform that in giving the acceptance of what we've now learned and grown from it, what we can do to evolve that and share that in our teachings to really bring the love and light to that.
Thank you so much for addressing it. This is why, again, it's Friday Tea Time Ascension Talk, and this is the day after Thanksgiving. There is this bombarding of this Black Friday. Yeah, we can just leave that. No, just leave it.
My subs here.
Yeah, there you go. No. Okay, there you go. So sorry, we're monitoring this too. So this Black Friday, there's just this bombarding of Black Friday. And my older son, forever, we've never participated in that. As they became teenagers, they want to have their experience. No problem. We still have educated. And I want to talk, I do want to just mention this, that I mentioned last week on the Sacred Sunday Spiritual Circle we had. So for years, Thanksgiving, I would be very upset because being a vegetarian and vegan for hours, I just didn't want turkey. My family eats still turkey, and I just would feel so sad regarding first the turkey. I would feel sick to my stomach that here's an animal he has to be, why can't we have it vegan? Why we don't need to do this? Why? Just so much anger and sadness and frustration I had. Then I would also feel so sad. My God, why are we really celebrating this awful thing that took place with the Native Americans? And I would experience so much of the suffering. And then the next day, of course, then is Black Friday for consumerism. And also it started out buying slaves. Why are we putting this energy? And I was just so angry for so long around this till something shifted in me. And as I talked about it last week in our gathering here, my younger son, who's in the other room sleeping right now, a few years ago, he said to me, he really just said this to me. He's like, Mommy, why can't you just be grateful? And I consider myself a very grateful human being, really, just so much God. But but I'm a spiritual warrior, spiritual fighter, like I'm standing up for the human rights and all that. That's very active in my presence. So of course, there's this dichotomy that's taking place. But he said it to me with his energy. He's like, Mom, why can't you just be grateful? We're going to have Thanksgiving. It's for thanks, right? And I remembered it's the way that he said it to me. It like hit me. And it really hit me that here is this also energy where I was choosing to pour more of my energy into this suffering because I can, as an empath, I experience so much of that pain. Yet I also have access to all this love here. But my energy kept being pulled into the suffering because of the injustice, because of it wasn't right, because it's never been fully addressed. Well, and I felt like I just had to take it on myself to stand up for it. And even my children are part Native American, so we always had a lot of Native American, part Cherokee Native American Indians, and
Hi, Demetrius.
hi
Welcome,
Demetrius,
Demetrius.
so
Thank
much
you.
love. So as a result, I wanted to know, well, this is what happened, this is what happened. And they would look at me like, Mama, can you just take it easy? Can you just love it here instead of being so like that? And that's what really shifted. So I started preparing the food from the love and gratitude. And my younger son hit me in such a core. Okay, in order to create that change, I can't create the change from suffering. I can't create the change from this much anger, this much frustration. I'm going to have to bring it to joy and start dismantling it. And that's why these kids, they have this higher consciousness that are here to help us children. Even though, like, I still feel very passionate about it, but what shifted is start spreading the love instead of focusing on the anger and the frustration and the injustice and all of that, because the higher vibration can dismantle it so much more. So us gathering, putting the music on, sharing the love, this gives also the space, the container for my children to find their voice, their love, spreading it and experience that together. And how much hugs and kisses we got.
Yeah.
And even to a point, my younger son didn't even want to go to his father's house yesterday. It's so interesting. That's been the change. And I just want to say, I'm going to finish, so Michael, you can share and we can read what is instant. As empaths, we're so sensitive. We know the injustice, we know the pain, we know all of this, and it pulls on us. And there is an energy of the dark that wants us to feel exactly that anger, exactly that frustration, exactly that. I'm not saying
To distract.
It pulls us away from the love. All of that's still here. I'm not ignoring it. So today on Black Friday, I refuse to go out for years to support that. But I sit in the prayer and expand the love to everyone. And I teach my kids to share what I can do. That's the way I'm choosing to do it differently, but not get pulled in the anger and the frustration, madness, and all of that.
And it's beautiful what you said, because it's okay to feel that anger. It's okay to feel that frustration. It's okay to feel all those emotions. What I love what you said, honey, is it's really our choice of how far we want to get pulled into it. And if it's there for us to pull into it, to transcend, to transform. I love what you said, Valerie. I will read what you said, because this was the first time. But you said something very powerful, Valerie.
I think it's right.
And I'll read it out loud.
Hold on, my leg.
Right. It says, "Yes, I asked to be shown the lifetime. I was Chief Whitebird, who was part of the Nez Perce tribe. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. He and Chief Joseph refused to sign the treaty and tried to take their people to Canada. They were hunted like criminals and arrested when caught. They lost what was in Oregon and Washington. Last night was the first time I was shown that life." So that's beautiful, Valerie, because I feel part of that is when that is asked to be shown to us, to feel it, to experience, and then to bring the love, to bring the forgiveness, and bring all the energy is powerful in our own transformation. At the same time, what Honey was expressing is also just to be conscious of those other energies that are pulling us to separate from what is here in the love, separate what is here from the gratitude, because it literally is our choice of where we want to move from. Even what you said last night, I thought it was interesting, where some people, there's this guilt or this pain of like, oh my gosh, the people of Africa are not being able to eat right now. Or like, we're shifting our energy of abundance and prosperity, and we're going to the limited sides of the world where they don't have anything. And it's where we send blessings there, and we send our honor, and we send our gift there, but yet we don't bring that energy to pull us away from the love that we're celebrating. We want to honor and respect all people and all limitations and all areas where there's pain and suffering. At the same time, we want to bring that love and light to how we can even raise that vibration higher. And last night, I thought it was great, because as we bring family together, and it may not just be, our our nuclear family. It's our soul family. It's our
Mhm.
family that are here, that when we come together, we get to share this love. We
Right.
get to share this feeling so that we all feel connected. And when we give that choice to our love, and most importantly, give that choice back to gratitude, then what I really love is it allows us to fully
Yes.
accept. And when we fully accept, we then let go. And as we let go, we surrender to what is, and we keep moving forward with what we're naturally doing. And that is to shine our love, our light to the highest vibration.
Thank you for that. And thank you for your comments. Really, really appreciate it. The other part of it, I love what you said. There's so many of us in this incarnation. We are not indigenous in this incarnation. We have been indigenous. We have had lives as indigenous. Right? That's why we feel so connected to the land. That's why we feel so connected to the shamanic practice. We've had so much training, in our shamanic practice as a shamanist. I prefer using that terminology. The way of being between the worlds. We've known this, it's been so trained, and here we are in this incarnation. We dropped in, we feel so connected, yet we're in this color or this skin or this gender, or we position where we're not so much on actually the land. And yet we know we're put here to help lift that, because we also know in our indigenous in our indigenous culture, families and beautiful beings, there's so much suffering that they are in that they can't lift behind that. They're stuck in the suffering of the Mother Earth, versus Gaia has transcended into her higher dimensional consciousness. So there's all this incredible light vibration here, but they too are still stuck in this suffering. So that hasn't lifted. So how are we going to lift suffering if we keep off feeding into the suffering? It will never happen. We have to come. That's why many of us have incarnated from different planes, different consciousness, different lifetimes, different star systems, different planets, come here to bring all of that vibration to help lift all of these together. And that's where we connect at these levels so much. And we cannot also give our energy to areas that has been part of the problem. So in order to shift suffering, it's exactly like when somebody's drowning. You can't go and drown with that person. You're going to put the tube in there and help bring him this way. Like that, and the way that does on an emotional range is through joy. It's through staying in that joy. If you're in suffering, you're both going to drown together. That's not going to go anywhere. And once we recognize it is just a vibration, and the vibration of one vibration spirals this way, the other vibration spirals the other way. And it is a choice. Once we know it, we know how to use our divine given gift so that we can actually serve through it. And through the practice of gratitude and this collective energy, blast it then through social media, blast this vibration of gratefulness to help lift all of it together.
Thank you. That's so beautiful and powerful. As you were saying it, and thank you, Valerie, for what you were saying. It was interesting when we looked at that term suffering, and when we're pulled into it, what does it automatically make us do? It makes us fight.
Yes.
And in that fighting, sometimes we continually to do that, which was shown to you, Valerie, in your message of even when, days before, there's this back pain that's been coming through me, and there's just been this internal struggle and internal fight until I just accepted it with gratitude, accepted it with thanks. And how amazing is it once we bring that acceptance, once we bring that thanks, then all of a sudden the fight is gone. There's no longer, we have to fight. We have to, because we've been trained so many lifetimes to fight for our rights, for every single thing. And I know you're a spiritual fighter, and I know
I'm a recovering spiritual fighter.
Because that fighter is now embracing what is the peace and love that's already here, so that we can help transcend that. So thank you for sharing that.
That's still in me, but in a different way. So I feel like I fight with love now in a different way. Like that is, I can see what that vibration is, and I come that way.
We can even shift the word fight, because
Not
fight,
even. No, I know.
fight
Stand
has
up.
a resonance.
I still have like the stand up. Stand up.
So the word fight sometimes has that aggressive nature of going through it when
but
it's
you know, I'm ready.
I know you're ready. Like you said, recovery. It's transcending that suffering and fight with gratitude. So thank you, honey, because it is. I just feel like when we speak about this, we understand that there's a lot of people moving through pain, suffering. We know, Demetrius, these Ascension symptoms that you're feeling.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
How are you doing, Demetrius, by the way?
It brings a lot of our own struggles within, our own fight, our own pain. And again, we're not saying anything that is wrong. We're not saying that it is something you have to run away from or avoid. What we're just trying to bring forth is the fact that is to embrace it, to bring forth the love, bring forth the light, bring forth the acceptance, and then help that transform it so that that power isn't pulling your energy away. It's not guiding you into the darkness that you just can't quite, come out of. It's that gratitude that we want to bring forth everything. So that helps, go forth. But
thank you. And then I just wanted to see, Sunshine Love was saying, I can resonate. I'm learning to
love
more. Yes, of course. And exactly to shift that. And Jamie's saying, what was that? Janine. This is, I think of the film Avatar. Think of Anwar. Exactly. And we just spread that love there quite a bit. Let me see. Love Hopi prophecies keeps coming to me. Yeah. The Hopi prophecies are really important. It is the star nations coming together, the bird tribe coming together, the rainbow people coming together. We are expanding in our rainbow field of light because we're remembering the full spectrum of the rays of light that we are, because we're transcending the consciousness that we are this color. So like for example, I just want to come back to my kids for a second. I always remind my children, we also have a lot of conversations from them. I always remind my children, you cannot identify yourself at all what race you are, because it's impossible. Your father is mixed of many different nationalities. And I am predominantly Iranian, but my mother background is Kurdish. And then there's a bit of a Russian somewhere in the back. And then here's their father, who is Canadian, Irish, Native American, Cherokee, and also African American plus Jewish. And I tell my kids, are you kidding me? How dare you disrespect like this vast, incredible range of nations that you are. It's like you're the United Nations. You blended so much to bring all the goods through. You cannot take ownership over one race over the other. You can't even identify yourself with a race. You are a ray of light. So that's why I always remind my children, like, you incarnated here into this blended family, blended so-called race, to dismantle, to just end this limited consciousness of the human construct, that you're beyond this. You're not even this skin or this, gender. So we have a lot of these conversations. So that's why, like, even like in a ThanksGiving, yes, there's a part of Native American you embrace, the Jewish part of you embrace, the Irish part of you, the Canadian part of you, the Iranian part of you embrace all of it. It's a celebration of all, not just one at all, So I wanted to say that as well. Rainbows, yes, rainbows are everywhere. So a couple of other things. We're excited, aren't we? I know, we're excited. So regarding eating wise, how did you all do? Like, did you eat a lot, overeat? I feel like I did very well because I don't eat the turkey or anything, or just a few of the vegetables. Like, I feel really good. I wasn't sleepy at all, about to pass out, like what usually happens, or anything like that. And just
I felt tired because I did eat a lot of mashed potatoes and a lot of stuffing and a lot of energy. And I think that the joy of having so much on the table and the home cooking of what you prepared and the boys prepared, and my grandmother's sacred dish of the cucumbers and onion, and it was just a lot of food. So for those, obviously there's many outside of the country, but those that were here, it really is a time to take lots of digestive enzymes. I feel
Yeah.
for myself and others.
And I feel that celebration, and I feel like as mom and my papa, we were talking about this yesterday too. It's just the joy of coming together, and I feel like again sometimes it's difficult with some of the conversations. Like we were talking about, like we have come to a place where we can just over food. The amount of love that goes in preparation and setting the vibration really gives that respect. So when we come in, we leave all these other conversations
Mhm.
that might create impact on the outside.
Yeah.
So it's really honored and respected. So that I'm grateful for. So today, this so-called Black Friday, I feel as long as we are supporting it energetically, we are putting our choice of buying and purchasing and going out there and sharing, or for example, even using the word, yeah, I don't even want to say the word. We are energetically still sort of like feeding this. This consciousness that also needs to be dismantled. Yet now, at the same time, I understand this is a one day. When I had my small business, a lot of small businesses really rely on this day. I really, really recognize that. And you have this big corporations, and you have this small businesses. Like it's the one day that can help really bring that funding in. And so, how do we find a balance with that? And I guess not I guess it is part of our choice,
Mm.
our conscious heart choice. Where are we choosing to spend our energetic, the vibration with our money on this day, to help support what?
Mm.
And I feel that's a very important part of shifting it. And I'll have you also say. And today, when I was in there, Michael went to work out. In my prayer today, I really just sat in there and I saw, and with this portal of that, this rays of light going to all small businesses in the US, all the small businesses that are heart based, that are eco conscious based, that are, part of the solution to sustainability, part of the collaboration for lifting humanity, part of the incredible innovations of solutions, all of these things. So I just visualize all of these businesses and
Mm.
services, particularly a lot of the healing arts, through the actual healing services, these being so lifted today, so that this idea of this Black Friday turned to a neutral Venus loving Friday. I would love this idea of Black Friday be shifted to a love Friday, or a beloved Friday, something like that, or cosmic love Friday, something like that. I would love that.
And what's very interesting on these days of holidays and the day after, especially when, in this country where so many people are focusing outwardly and purchasing and buying
Yeah.
and feeling like they need these levels, it's always interesting to see how you can take the 180-degree in the opposite direction and feel the energy that is building and construing from the other end, because so many people are targeting in this energy of like, okay, buy, purchase, you need this. When for me on these days, I love to go inward and really remember that we already have everything that we need. If there's anything that we want to purchase or buy or have, remember that is just a Western way of what our society has created through our so-called democracy. Yet when we can invest in this energy inwardly and invest in what we want to create for ourselves just by giving that space and time, whether it's to walk in the nature by yourself, whether it's to meditate by yourself, whether it's to take the opposite energy, which is just as powerful, what's happening on one end, but go to the direct and feed that with what it is that we can really create from within. And I love with what Honey says, because I've never been someone that I was one that go out there on Black Friday, want to jump in there, because that energy, it's so dense. And because it's so dense, it can create, I mean, it's kind of interesting when you look at the theme of gratitude the day before.
Yeah.
The and then the day after of
Yeah.
everything's, it's like this gluttony of what's happening.
Yeah.
And even when you look at the history, it's this gluttony. So how can we transform that and transcend that?
I feel like if you need your basic things, like for example, like let's say reading glasses for me. Okay, I will purchase this, on another day, not on this day. On this day, unless it was like a mom and pop shop, to help shift that. You know what I mean? Just if I needed it, like let's say a laptop, if there is a better deal to see where I can, if I need that, but just be more conscious around it to shift it, to help shift the vibration and whatever it is to pour the love into it, because I do also feel we have everything we need. We do still need to wear the clothes, Michael.
Sure.
There are some basic needs that we do have, and it's just a matter of choice, being more heart conscious around it and how we choose to utilize that power and energy, where it goes and where it's directed and which day and how. I love, there was this beautiful friend that said on this day, you know what he does? He actually goes to some of these busier places like Best Buy and all of that. He says he goes just to smile at every worker. And that really did, that was so beautiful. He was saying, like, of course it is, so many of individuals have to work so hard. They have to go to work from Thursday night and very long hours and what have you. So he says, I know some of them are not with their family, so I go just to smile at them. And I felt, wow, look at that power of love. Look at the way that energy is invested. That's so selfless. Wow. I mean, I love to go there. I get past that from that energy. You know what I mean? So it's very, very interesting. And we open these conversations just so that we can, because it's part of the ascension. So what today is this Friday, we have 33 days left till the end of the year. We have 4 portals of light gateways next month in December. The first one starting on 12/3, we have that. Like we have 4 of them. And then we're finishing this entire decade. Can you imagine? It's been 10 years that so many of us have had our major awakening within this year. Most of us 2012. I mean, I would say at least, if not 70% of the people have had it, 75% in 2012, and boom, had the awakening. We've gone through this years of releasing, expanding, letting go, changing our lives, changing so much to be where we are, and we're geared up, getting ready to go through the 2020 portal of light and the next decade. It is I can feel the energies building up. I can feel the ease, I can feel the peace, I can feel the love, and I can also simultaneously feel the massive level of struggle collectively. It's like all is happening at once, because 2020 frequencies started to really kick in from the summer solstice. They really picked up fall equinox, and it's been building and building and building through this, from the fall equinox to the upcoming winter solstice that we have. That's a major stargate, the last official stargate of this entire decade. So all of these are picking up, all of these are expanding, and all of it part of our choice, because ultimately all of it is the choice. Ultimately, whatever we experience is the choice, whether we're choosing to take an action from gratitude, no matter what, or not. That's because at the end, that's part of our empowerment. We're gifting ourselves that gift when we get to choose, and not and that's that consciousness has been separated, that this happened to me, oh no, that full responsibility. Whatever is happening on the outside, I will take responsibility, and at the end, I have to choose how I will truly respond to it. And that's that different thing that you and I talk about, the reaction versus response.
Mm-hmm.
Reaction when we still have the triggers that are cleaning up, and that's okay. We're still going to have some of those lingering.
And the response.
And the response is when we get to interact with it.
Right.
We had an experience with Michael this week where I really felt like I won the jackpot because I was put in this position where I had to make a choice. And this choice, although however unfair it is on the outside, this, all this stuff, I felt so peaceful. Like, wow, I just released this with all of my love. And wow. And though I don't have to at all, it's kind of like, I really shouldn't either, but wow, releasing this, how incredible it is, how gifted I feel, and this breath of the ease and the peace. Again, it's the choice.
And
all of it is a choice.
And in that reaction, it's always
reaction or response.
In the response, it's always important just to remind, as these energies are expanding, as things are moving, that we are dealt with our biggest tests and challenges. And I just always want to come back to the heart and love of how, when these move through, just to treat yourself with as much softness, with as much kindness, with as much just gentle energy. Because many times when these go through, and even those that I find on the spiritual path, we're so sensitive, and when it can hit us, we may look too deeply in a mental frame. We can overanalyze it, we can question it, we can go back and analyze where it came from in our past lives. Yet when we can just nourish ourselves through it, to give ourselves the balance, the alignment, if it's through exercise, if it's through getting out into nature, it's just allowing ourselves to heart what's coming forward so that we can fully embrace it in the easiest way. Because there are many things happening with these gateways, with times where we may feel tired and exhausted. I love this one to death, because when these days come, she wakes up like a jackrabbit, and she's like very, very excited, very, very happy, and moves through these energies because she's been working with these stargates. Others, I know myself, I can feel exhausted, I can feel tired, and I can just feel some of these energies that are creeping in to help transform these debris. And just to remind yourself that we're all going through it.
Yes.
To remind yourself that you're not alone, that you're not separated, and just to bring that gentleness to yourself. And whatever,
you know your medicine. All of us know our medicine. So Michael knows, like, I get up, I gotta move because I'm feeling it. I gotta move this energy, and I'm like I am truly like a energizer button bouncing like crazy. And one of the things that I found to create art, so like my art is like calms me down because I can anchor, I can pull in the frequency or go into movement, pull the frequency in. That's my medicine. And you have to know what your medicine is so you don't get upset at anybody else. You take full responsibility for you. And also and then you catch yourself if you're acting from a place that's not really yours. Maybe it's something you've borrowed from a parent, and you get to know that. We experienced that last week. There was something that Michael mentioned, and usually would just kind of slightly little annoy me. And it's like, because I can tell that's not his. And then he caught himself. He's like, he came rewarded a different. He's like, huh? And he came shared it with love and rewarded different. He's like, huh? Wow, I just caught myself that. And I feel that's part of our expansion of within our ascension, recognizing, okay, we're going through these gateways, we're going through these portals of light. Light stream is coming in. The light codes within ourselves are expanding like a toroidal field in all of our bodies, all of our cells. So there's all of these particles that are expanding through us. So all this debris inside of us is being more available to be seen by our own I am presence, and by our human ego, by our heart. All of it is coming into being able to really see. So as a result of it, it gives us the ability to really make choice. And I feel like what's important, the healthy ego has stepped forward. The mental body that is truly gracious, because its operating system is under the the governing of the sacred golden heart. Now it's finally properly aligned, the mind and the heart of divine in one. The I am is speaking through both of them. Then it's put into action, organization together. So it's moved from that toxicity of one way and the narrow mind into this expansion, the divine sacred masculine, divine sacred feminine together in the embodiment. So I feel all of these is giving us the ability to truly, in the most highest, healthy, divine way, as the divine human that is connected to his hue, the range of the light within, is stepping forward. And I feel that's such a celebration.
Yeah.
I see it as a celebration for those of us who are really experiencing, we're taking full responsibility of the full range. And we're not pointing anything on anyone anymore, because as co-creators of our own reality, right? Our vibration is setting the tone for everything. We're taking the full responsibility of restructuring our reality with the co-creator part of ourselves and the collective energy. And I feel that's that oneness that's really stepped in. And I who was it? Jamie, you were talking about the arts. Janine, I'm sorry, I apologize again. The art's really a part of it, the huge parts of it.
And that creative part of the art,
Yeah.
I find is amazing, because in this time of expansion, when we can co-create what's expanding around us already, that helps us go to the nth level of what we can create. And Demetrius, I just wanted to follow up, not the changes and sunshine, is to know that these frequencies also can create a lot of fatigue, a lot of tiredness. So to know that that is your own self-healing, that is your own time to really rest. I know we're in a time where this sense of busyness, the sense of productivity, the sense of go, when the holidays really start to move, that it just seems like we're on this constant treadmill. And to honor these old belief systems that are breaking down, to honor what's coming forward, so that you can give yourself that permission, so that you can just take advantage of that rest to nourish yourself, to bring back your balance and peace. Because I feel like sometimes in our society, there's so much happening, and that we look at rest as not a good thing, but actually rest can be one of our biggest, what I feel as being in the healing arts for over 30 years, is rest is that energy that brings forth the highest fruition of healing. So to honor that fully, and to bring that in each and everything of whatever comes up.
Yeah, and just talk about in terms of just one thing, our entire endocrine system within this ascension process is being restructured. So because our physical bodies, like from 7 years ago, we've become a complete different crystal beings of light, completely radiating. So our endocrine system has had to be restructured as well. There's a lot more inside of it that I want to get into. So the sleep is a very necessary part of the new hormones within our systems being operating from a very balanced way. So the rest is very necessary, because the rest allows us to get horizontal with the heartbeat of Gaia, and also synchronized properly. So we do have to create this space for it, and that gives us the ability to also, whatever your rest is, maybe it's just, for me, it's 10 minutes passed out, I'm passed out and I go somewhere else and I come back. That's like medicine.
And your rest has been actually getting
my
stronger
rest has
and
gotten,
stronger.
my
Your
sleep at
has been
nighttime
getting,
is better,
it's like
because it was a crazy period.
It's been
for
amazing
longer.
these past couple of years to watch and see how your rest and sleep has been, expanding and in the levels, because we've had this beautiful, what do you call it, a little art of game, what happens in the middle of the night
when
the
we
frequencies
sleep
come through.
in the same bed is quite something, because how much I tumble and I turn like a tornado. He's happy because he's getting more sleep, because I'm having so much experience.
Even last night, her head was on one corner of the mattress and her feet were the other, and I woke up once again thinking, like, imagine like this huge king size bed, and then like there's like little 5-foot honey that's like somehow like diagonally, and then I'm like sitting here in the corner being like, how did she do this again? The whole bed is being filled with honey on the diagonal line, yet you're sleeping better.
I'm getting better.
You're getting more rest. You're
Because
getting more sleep.
also, as we're going through this, my emotional body, a lot of the debris has been cleansed, and it's just the system, the operating systems are more in a state of its natural vibration. So let's talk about peace for 1 second. I really want to speak about this. We cannot create peace. It doesn't work that way. Peace does not exist in a third dimensional reality, third dimensional consciousness. This is very important. Peace is is a fifth dimensional and higher state of beingness. When you move into its beingness, the experience of it is peace. So many times from the construct of this third dimensional reality, from the mental body, individuals are trying or attempting to create peace. That's why it feels, because it cannot be created that way. It's a higher dimensional consciousness, and it has to be brought in. When you come into the heart, when you heart it, you're able to then experience its natural vibration, which is peace. And peace is the byproduct of being able to raise the vibration high enough where the experience is not that way. I wanted to speak at that, and I want to move into the art for a second.
Sure. And as well, I'm glad you say that, because many times where people are struggling to find peace within their own lifestyle, they find peace, and I find that we're blessed that we can share this love, share this blessing of joy and happiness, and because this state of being of peace is already here. Again, it's that choice of how we move into it in our fullness of honor and respect of ourselves by choosing what it is that can be that state of peace versus trying to like figure it out. Because I feel sometimes there's a lot of people that there's so much happening in their lives. There's so many challenges. There's so many distractions. And I hear this, I don't have time for peace. I don't have time for this. Yet if peace is a state of being, then what can be created in our own ability, whether it's playing some soft music, whether peace can be that flow of dance. It doesn't have to be just kumbaya and sit and be quiet. Peace can be happening in many different ways. And I find that within Honey and I, we creatively find activities that bring that peace. If it's at night, sharing gratitude with each other.
Yeah.
If it's sitting at a meal and we're just stating what brings joy to our heart, it's that action.
Well, we get to then viscerally experience the state of peace.
Exactly.
That means there's no disturbance. The water is so tranquil.
Right.
There's no disruption in that, and there's that divine fluidity, right? Because it's just moving in this beautiful ebb and flow of life.
And one of the biggest things that I find, even last night after eating, is just going outside and feeling beautiful nature around us to bring that peace and connection within, because that state of being, that fifth dimensional frequency, it's already here. It's just taking that step and embodying it through what it brings to us in our heart, and that is the love that we are.
Yeah. You have so much more tea left. I've just finished.
You've been drinking.
Yeah.
I've been drinking it slowly.
So I wanted to also share this with you. So I am so deeply grateful to those of you who commissioned me to create this sacred art, the many different stones that I created. For those of you, these were the marbles that we had brought from Greece, from the island of Paros, and I've been painting and bringing the art, and each of them have a signature of light language transmission code behind them, specific for the person that has placed the order, for example, of it. Like, look at that one. This is a Syrian one. And I felt so grateful to create this space while I was experiencing all of these rays coming in, to put it in here, created art-inspired, but also this, because these were connected to the planetary work that we did the 1 month in Greece, with spinning that vibrational field within all those islands in the vertical and horizontal line, and to be able to create it in these white marbles. And these white marbles had been said was the marble that came from Paros, the island that created Acropolis, the whole Acropolis, the Parthenon, and all of that. So I just felt so honored to have the ability to create. As most of you know, I always have to create some kind of art, whether it's in my jewelry, whether it's these sacred mala creations that are part of the 108 coded, with these light ships, everything being put in there. So I always have to bring it in. When I start feeling the streams coming in, I gotta put it into some kind of art form, because that gives me the ability to hone it in and pull it in into my vertical axis and allow it to be something so remarkable where individuals receive it. That's then pulsing out with their vibration field. And I felt some of these individuals that placed the art, that asked for this commission one, when they have it in their place, this lasting ray of light is circulating very much like an orgonite and very much like this pyramid technology, because what's infused in it. And I feel the expression of art is very important, however way it's being called to you. And if any of you felt called, please email me. I'm just about finished creating some more. It's honeybee1111@gmail.com. It takes me a while to create them. And then Angela, hi.
She says she loves hers. Yeah,
did you get yours,
yeah.
Angela? Oh, Angela, thank you so much. Angela was the first one that placed order, and I was just ecstatic to create for Angela and her partner and for the amazing work she's doing. And if you feel called, let me know. We have a busy December, but in between it, I created. And what I do in that space, I really go in and just start creating it and receive what light code feels right to go in there. And it's connected to all the work we did in Greece that month with the crystalline diamond codes of light, allowing this vibration to be spread through the Middle East, to Europe, to Northern Europe, and also Africa. So it's not just creating it, it's just infusing it, activating it, so it becomes a very powerful a piece of radiant but living vibration that is in movement.
And you can see it, which is very powerful. When you just look at it, it's amazing to see the circles and the energy of it, because even like when I look in my own prayers and I bring in the rays of light, these circles are amazing. When you really sit with it, they expand outwards. And you can really see the energies of not only the colors, but the frequencies that come out.
There are the pulse of light. So the reason why it is Greek inspired, but what happens is it's coming through the womb of Mother Creation, and it's coming in and it's working with these specific rays of light. There's one, the dark blue is the Divine Mother, and also Archangel Michael is helping protection and the will and expanding it. The golden frequency is the Christ frequency, and then white, the purity flame. There's a lot infused in here that's coming in and expanding, and that's why they're color coded like this, especially some of this speaking the voice of divine truth. Michael, this is yours that I made for you.
It's beautiful. So what's powerful is, if you can imagine not only this sacred rock, but we as transmitters have that ability to expand and radiate that outward. And so how amazing through Honey's beautiful work that when this is expanded outward through the colors, that it keeps going out, So whether you put it on your altar, whether you can wear it around your neck,
or carry it with you. Sorry, I'm sorry.
So excited sometimes.
Carry it with you. I gotta fix this right away for you, so you can.
Right. That these can be, your beautiful magnifications of energy that are with you. So I highly recommend that, when we utilize these energies, these, cyclic energy, I look at almost wheels of energy that are pulsating out, that even if, say, for example, you can imagine yourself as these rays that are circling within, pulsating out, expanding out, coming out because of these transmissions that come through. So I really appreciate. I know that the colors from Greece and that you saw the design that came from that.
Yours
element.
was purification ray and speaking your truth, supported by Archangel Michael and the Christ frequency, and talking from the Christ frequency. That's the order. This is the order of Michael's. That's why.
So it's beautiful. even as Honey is excited.
And I get into, he knows me, I get into this zone, I have the music, and I'm singing in light language. I'm like loud.
I think people recognize
Oh,
that.
yeah,
When,
okay.
when they speak and they're feeling your frequency, it is full on.
It goes,
it keeps
full.
going. So
Okay.
so however it comes out,
Sure.
it's coming out full force and
And
effect.
Angela, thank you. So I would love, since you're the first person that commissioned me to create for you, if you would please also, when you have a moment, just make a comment when you receive it. How did it feel? Because I'd send you the picture of it, and I'll let you choose the rocks and how it was for you. Just love that. And I'm sharing this because this is part of my joy, my expression of sharing the good in this way, so it becomes an active live vibration that you can what
I love you, Valerie. I love you,
Valerie. Marcus, sure balance of chill with her. Oh, girl.
It's funny because sometimes I'm speaking and I'm so excited to say something, and because we're so intuitive, she says it before me, and I've learned not to take it personal or defend, because she's so excited. She's like this, if people really could see Honey the goat or Honey the rabbit or Honey, like when she sees something, she bounces, and sometimes there's this Mexicana Miguel that just like comes in and like just embraces her. And it's funny, Valerie, like this morning I was like giving her kisses and giving her hugs, and like you said,
it was too much.
Bounce. And so it's all of a sudden she goes like this, and she goes tired, and I'm like, look, all of a sudden all this love is bringing this chilliness back into balance. About I love you, because there is this energy that I feel we're equating in the balance of it all. And that comment couldn't have been more on, because this morning it was so funny to see what love does to bring the balance into it, just through the nourishment of physical attention. And
I knock myself out because I always tell Michael, I'm like action potential. The neurotransmitters in the brain where it's like it's either on or off.
Right.
There's nothing in between. I don't do in between state. Most people that know me, I'm either on or off. I don't like in between. I don't like gray. Like it's full blast or nothing.
We don't want to burn your epinephrine.
No, but that's how I'm functioning. Like it's not functioning. That's what feels right. Like I fully blast, bring it all, and I feel that's my true essence. And then I'm knocked out, done. Then I pass out. Very.
So then
exactly.
she recharges for it. So.
And then I recharge. Anyway, So let's move forward. We have a couple of things to share with you. So let's talk about. We have 4 major gateways coming up in December. It's going to be amazing, incredible, like really, really powerful. So it is on December 3rd is the first one. Then we have December 12th. That's of course 12/12. It's a huge one. Then Michael and I are going to be in Miami for that. We'll be doing our work on the land.
Valerie,
in
where
Miami.
are you in Florida? Valerie, we feel like you're in North Florida, right?
Let us know where you are.
Because I know that you mentioned you were in Florida, but we forgot if that was North Florida or if that was South Florida.
Fort Lauderdale, I think she might. I don't know. And then we have 12/21. So I'm so excited. The last light code transmission, crystalline diamond light activation for the diamond body. It is going to be here. We have 21 people that are taking part in this one, this group transmission activation. It's 3.5 hours. I'm so grateful. Some of you have emailed. If you can take part, you have to prepare as well. I can send you the recording of the other events we have done so you can get started, but you really got to prepare because it's the full activation, the whole education. So this space I'm in, I'm just going to share this because I feel so blessed from 12/21 of last year when I received the guidance from Team Above that I can bring this transmission activation onto earth. The amount of private activations that I have done this year, I couldn't be more grateful to have been serving these individuals in the crystalline diamond light code body activations, as well as the group, so that together we're holding the crystalline diamond light body on earth as a transmitters. So this is the last one. It seems like after this, I will not be facilitating this anymore. I'm wrapping up with all the individual sessions. I don't know what will happen after this, but it seems from what I'm receiving, those who needed to be activated are activated in the individual session or the group. And after that, I don't know what will take place because we have to move into 2020 with this vibration. And the final one is 30th is our last gateway. So you have major ones coming up. We're going to be fully blasted before we go into then 2020. So you're going to have these lingering energies coming around to give you the opportunity to transcend, transmute, transfer all of these debris that are part of the conditioning of the human experience, or the programs or the chips and what have you, so that you can bring your light to it, your love into it, and blast it open, blast its own gateway open, so it no longer has a hold over you. That's coming up also. So I'm really excited for us to wrap up. We have a very busy month. We're so wow. From Monday, it's blasted insane open between sessions, private sessions. Michael and I have. Michael has a little bit more space with his heart or listening, and also Archangel Michael transformational healing, and some of his Skype session, and also in-person session. I'm totally booked. I can't even take any more clients, and we wrap this up because we move into 2020 with a few exciting announcements. Maybe we can just share a couple of them.
Yeah. Well, I know that I'm very honored. Next Saturday, I will be at Rise Wellbeing Center offering the Divine Light Transformational Healings, and then then right after that, we'll be in Miami, in which I'll be doing a full day of healing, Divine Light Transformational Healings on December 14th, which is
North Miami,
which is in that Saturday. So for those in the Miami area, South Florida area, thank you, Valerie. You're in the Jacksonville area. To notice that I'll be in those areas as well. And
you're available on Skype.
I have for those with a divine sacred heart listening, for those that really need to be hearted, for just to have someone hold this space so you can express everything that's coming forward. I can't tell you, in the past week, I've had 4 different examples where individuals have come crying in tears and upset of what's going through. And it's interesting because ever since we did our 11/11, there seems to be this fear, stress, worry about finances.
There's a lot of that.
I don't know how you guys are feeling. I'm kind of curious with what you guys are feeling, because I know, Valerie, you spoke about the aggressiveness or selling of the art, but I don't know if you guys have been feeling, just out of curiosity, this energy of finances, this energy of either debt or pressure, or it's just interesting. Since 11/11, I've noticed in a lot of people we've known,
and that's what we work with the gold silver ray, to dismantle the energy of the
like one of our deepest, closest friends, closed business, had to go into bankruptcy. Other people had to are getting so upset. I have my beautiful, wonderful school loans that are creating this guilt and shame. But I don't know how you guys are feeling, but it seems like this energy of the finances have somehow created what we see in our own country, almost like this slavery, or the sense of like we have to have this pressure to make so we can pay and to really go forward. And so I was just curious, for those that are on or those that are listening, how much of that energy is, because in this collective, I feel like for those that are holding space, and honey, I see this a lot, I've been holding a lot of energies that I feel like when they come up, it's this collective energy that keeps moving through. And last month, I felt there was like a lot of like judgment that was coming through again. It was circling back around and really seeing how much pressure we're placing on ourselves, how much is moving through. But it's just interesting that when this finance or this energy of money can come in and really somehow start to wear on us, where we don't feel as valued as we are, or we start comparing ourselves in situations of what we don't have. And so I don't know if any of you guys have been feeling that energy, because it seems like it's rising, and as Honey said, when these gateways come and these debris move through us, it's going to bring forth the patterns that have been buried for so long. And we see with the financial systems, the corporate systems, that these are the big ones that are slowly breaking down. So we're grateful that you can share and feel what is moving through. Valerie, I was laid off my job 22 years in January, so there's a 3D money coming in. Yeah, beautiful. We see that and
Yeah.
feel it from many levels, and I feel like this is our ultimate test and challenge to rise above it, because we know that. I mean, Honey and I, we work in beautiful love, blessed gift donations, so
Give
that we can
offerings.
bring that through the love of our hearts, and so we know that that energy of love is transforming through the finances.
Yeah, we're
So
doing our
yeah,
part, and also what is being asked through like the gatherings we have together in the group energy to help
yeah,
dismantle a lot of the construct of the old programming conditioning, and like dismantling of the matrix consciousness of it, so that the true nature of our abundance beingness
yeah.
is the vibration in which brings forth the that in which needs to be in forms of a currency to be utilized.
And just one last thing, as we know that our currency of love is the infinite prosperity and abundance that we already have. So at any time that we can create that,
Yeah.
it moves through this energy as it comes through.
Hi,
So
Nevon. We're still on live stream. That's my son.
just awakening up. So for those that are going through that, for those that are feeling that, one thing I just like to suggest real quickly is to know that we're abundant, infinite, prosperous beings, and to really give our love to our highest ability of our manifestations, our visualizations, our dreams that can be breathed in and breathed out each and every second, for the gratitude that it has already happened. And now we're bringing it through
Yeah.
this realm so that we know it is already
That's
there.
why it's there, so that you can
it's
bring it.
believing it, feeling it, and knowing, like you said, Valerie, that we're being shifted out of old systems, out of
Yeah.
old dimensions, so that we can now focus on our natural, authentic, pure energy to create what is now coming. And sometimes what I've seen, especially with one of our dear friends, is sometimes we have to be stripped of everything. We have to lose everything. We have to
But
release
so
everything.
many of us have, like,
Yeah.
I like everything had to go, everything down to a suitcase and a half,
Right.
and let me move forward to this. And I feel that frequency has been so important. So with Michael and I, we have been putting the prayers out there because we've been wanting to collaborate with more of the light communities, different cities, different states, different countries, and I made a post about it. For those of you that missed it, please go back and see that. We had said we have like over 7,300 people on the page. We want to know where you're positioned. What part of the world are you in? That was only a few days ago we posted that. And post your link. So those of you who are watching this or watching this on Facebook, go back, put the link of your service in there so other people will learn about it. It's a portal where you can just spread your word. Why not? Those who want, they'll connect with you, and that way you get to connect with others. The other part of it also is by us, because the work that we're doing, we're part of this dismantling. We serve from the depth of our love. Like, that's why we don't have a set fee for anything. Everything is love based, and everything is a gift offering to us. So from there, what happened, we had a couple of people reach out. It was so amazing, and part of also us learning how many uh, beautiful people are there, such as Danielle, such as Lisa, such as Kristen, that reached out. They're like, we love your work. Can you please come to our location? We love to host you. We love to have you here. So here's our place. Here's our studio. Here's our healing room. Here's how many people we can have here. Will you come and teach here? So we're so grateful to communicate, to collaborate with these other ones who recognize at what level we're of service, and we want to assist others, and they open those doors to us, and they have so much reverence for honoring that we're part of the collective change within the financial system by our love gift offering, and individuals tapping into their own divine empowerment, and how that helps support us to get to locations. So it's so beautiful. So grateful to Daniel. Daniel, we're so grateful to open this door up in New York for us. We're so grateful. We look forward to that in about May timeframe. And also Lisa in Sedona. So for those of you watching, finally, Michael and I are going to have a small 2-day retreat in Sedona, and we're going to put this there and again make it available for people that can get there. And we're just so honored to collaborate with Lisa, that is so willing to collaborate with us in this higher conscious way. And also we're grateful to Kristen at Crystal Healing Center in and I think it's like in Ashburn, in Virginia, that opened that space up for us as well. So we keep getting these individuals that are showing up, want to collaborate with us, and we're willing to come to you if you have a community and it's your private home. 15, 20 people can fit in there. We can just come and serve, do the day of the healing. We love to collaborate with you. So everybody wins, everybody benefits, everybody's lifted. We call to serving, so we're so grateful to that. So that was a couple of the things we wanted to share with you that is coming up for us in 2020.
And bravo, Sunshine Love, bravo, Valerie, for moving through these powerful shifts and changes, because what we recognize is when these things are brought forward, it gives you the opportunity to expand what is before you in the highest level of love.
That's right.
So the message that I like to read today is for.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm not. Just
not
one
finished?
second. Just
Okay,
one second. So Michael and I also want to share this with you. We know Facebook gets very busy. They post everywhere, and sometimes we miss things. There is a post Michael and I post about the whole month of December. It's a long post. We share a lot of gratitude, but in it, it's a very special gift. Again, if you like to share this with anybody yourself, or if you are in it, it's truly designed for individual who's going through they've done their work. They've been so gracious. They just need a little assistance, and they're in the most difficult financial situation. Michael and I have decided, me give one of my services for free out of love to help lift this person, and Michael himself give this one of his services to another person, or we both join forces to this one particular person. But there's an instruction. You gotta read it. If it applies to you, you have to apply. You have to respond to us properly, so we can choose who we will offer our gift to, because we feel it's so important. Just like we do this live stream, just like we do our Sacred Sunday spiritual service, this is part of our giving from love, to open it totally free for people, because that's part of our supporting the community of light with all that is being shared. It is the gift of our love we're giving. And these are 2 sessions, or potentially just one, between Michael and I, to gift this. And it's really for a person who's truly done their inner work. They're really, they know they're part of the divine plan, and they've been very, very responsible. They need a little help because financially they're in a very truly difficult place, but they could use the service we provide. If that provides, you have to respond back to us properly. You got to see that email, what we asked. And if you respond properly, and we're going to choose a winner for December to give away. So it was amazing. We didn't even have one person respond, because I think they missed it.
Maybe they missed it. Maybe because the schedule itself distracted them from what was happening. Maybe
I don't know, but if you're reading it, you'll see. So I wanted to share that too. Again, we give from the joy of giving, because we feel we're blessed that we've opened up to this sacred place in the divine love within ourselves, in the divine union we're sharing. And the Earth crew, we're part of it together. So we have to assist in the best way we can. So these are some of the ways in which we have found a balance between our travel schedule, between our planetary work. So for example, the 1 month we went away to serve, we didn't facilitate any healing. We didn't have any workshops, anything. It was all our own money for the planetary work. We don't have sponsors. We don't have any of that. So when you gift us your love gift offering for the service we're doing, for the event, for the retreat, for the art creation, you're helping us serve with love. And in return, we continue to give back to the community in some of the free services we're doing. So this energy continues to move. And I really love that about us until we have our full place that's been shown to us, that will be given to us, the big place that everything will be free. So we know hopefully in 2020 that will take place with the vision that they have been given, that Michael and I will this incredible center, big place that we get to run it, we get to do everything we do, and we collaborate with others. The entire thing is free. Nobody has to pay a single dime. There will be donation if they want to offer, but it's already been taken care of because whoever is giving the space to us really believes in the work that we're doing. So it's been shown that this is coming. So we've had to make the steps in getting ourselves adjusted to that. And we cannot wait to serve at that level. It's coming up. And that's what I love, the amount of hands that come together and serving together. It's going to be incredible. So much love, so much love.
So today is a powerful message that I feel we all can really feel and breathe into. So before we start, just place your hands, you're going to hit a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. A deep breath in through the nose. And a deep breath out. On day 333, the message of the angels is relax because it's all God. God is omnipresent, which means that the divine is everywhere and within each person and thing. All that you see is God. It is impossible for anything or anyone to be apart from heaven, no matter how it might appear. Cling to this knowledge today. In any situation where you feel fear or stress, tell yourself, this is God. This reminder relaxes away the worry that something could be out of order. You'll recall that your safety, guided in all circumstances, and need only listen to and follow the guidance with faith. Today, remember that the divine is with you. The divine is within you in every person, and it's all around you. As you focus on that fact, that it's all the Creator, you experience heaven's enveloping love. Apparent problems begin to vanish through undreamed of solutions. Relax right now because it's all God. The thought for today, repeat after me. I remind myself that everything and everyone is God and truth.
I remind myself that everything and everyone is, I say, divine truth.
I see the divine within myself.
I see the divine within myself.
And all others today.
And all others today.
Relaxing with certain knowledge.
Relaxing with certain knowledge.
That heaven is in charge.
That heaven is in charge.
There is nothing to fear.
There's nothing to fear.
Aho.
Aho, and so it is.
So it is.
You know, it's interesting. I've shifted my vibration. I can't even use the word God anymore. Every time I see the word God, because gods and goddesses existed, they still exist, but I use primary creator, divine source light. I just can't even resonate with that anymore. So every time I see it, that's changed it. It's a great message though. So let us also pick let's see what the ascension frequencies, oracles have a message for the collective energy for us today. Ooh, okay, wow. We got 12 wonderful, so magical. Ready? Da, 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 da! Unicorns. Listen to this. Number 22. When you think about unicorns, your frequency rises and you attune to them. These pure white seventh dimensional ascended horses are touching you as you read this card. They have come to you because you have a soul desire to serve humanity or the planet. Bathe yourself in their energy, and they will give you the dignity, confidence, strength to do what is right. Other people will sense this and respond to it. Unicorns grant wishes to the pure in the heart, to ask them to bring something significant to you now. Affirmation: I connect with the unicorns.
I connect with the unicorn.
We're going to do a full Friday Tea Time Ascension talk dedicated to the unicorns. Maybe in 2 weeks, Michael. We got to do it in December. There's so much I've been wanting to talk about the unicorns, personal unicorn, the ascended unicorns. There's a lot to talk about this. Thank you. And we had 2 cards. This is perfect. Master Jesus the Christ. So 2 cards pulled up. Let's read this. Number 40, of course. Jesus came from Venus, planet of love. He was sent to earth to carry the Christ light at a time when the energy was very low. He incarnated as an Essene and received spiritual teachings throughout his childhood and adult life. Then he underwent many initiations to prepare his energy centers to carry the vibration of unconditional love. Oh, you're feeling that? This card reminds you that all challenging people and situations are tests to prepare you for ascension. To pass these tests, you need to respond to them with unconditional love and balance. Remember, there is only love. Affirmation: I respond with unconditional love today.
I respond with unconditional love today.
Thank you, Master, beloved Yeshua, and beloved unicorns, the sacred order of the unicorns. Master, the Christ, as the Christ within us has stepped forward. And it's going to be amazing 2020 for so many of us living from our Christed state.
And 33 days left till the new year. So allow each day, each moment to breathe in this beautiful unconditional love, to breathe in the joy and the excitement and just all the things that we can't even see because it's beyond seeing. It's this feeling of the heart that is expanding, and it's this trust that is building in our beautiful belief that we are here, all coming together, all uniting in our soul family. So we honor each of you.
In our Christed frequencies.
So we honor each of you. We are so blessed that you've taken these beautiful Fridays to be with us in Ascension Tea Time, to hear the beautiful messages that just come out so elegantly out of my dear beloved. It's just grace in the art of gratitude, because grace comes from the word gratitude. So we're very thankful that you share this and all that it is, and it's just the beauty that comes out of it.
That's so sweet. We're so grateful to you. We're so grateful to you for just taking the time being with us. It feels so loving that we get to just share, be with each other, and just reminding certain things, and the stuff that we're experiencing personally, we get to share with you, and you get to share with us. So thank you so much. And thank you so much, Angela, for what you shared in there regarding what, I just wanted to see what you had shared. I knew you didn't get a chance to read it. This is Angela.
Keep going. One more. I got a bit activation just from the picture, and when it showed up, it meant to put in my pocket, but it told me, nope, put in your altar next to where you sleep. I did this for a day, then was told flip it over and now do it again. Just yesterday, I was able to finally carry it. Super powerful upgrade since I got it. Very helpful, so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
I would totally buy it again. Just my experience. My partner got one from me, and he was and he went up as well, accelerating from the abilities within. We're talking about
We're
these
just talking about
beautiful, wonderful
the
creations that
Thank
Honey
you
has been
so much,
offering,
Angela.
and
So
blessed
grateful.
for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a magical, blessed, grateful day. May your gratitude continue to be carried as your ascension attitude. May you just radiate it freely, flowing easily with that passion and fire inside of you. Because when you feel grateful, as I've shared the post, it's important. One thing is to feel grateful. There's another one to say thank you. There's a whole nother energy when you take all that you feel and you really put into action, and the fullness expression, let it come out. That's a whole nother experience, and that's truly the ascension vibration. So much love to you. So much gratitude to you. Share your gratitude, Michael.
And so many blessings that you guys support us, and the joy, the fun, and the love that we get to share with you. Thank you for being a part of this as always, and just supporting us with your hearts, because we truly feel grateful that you can be here with us and just share these frequencies day in and day out. Love you all.
Love you all so much. Have a magical Thanksgiving weekend and enjoy this Venus Friday. Radiate, blast that love in whichever way you can. Talk to you soon in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.